Well, I made it back home, running the concentrates through my Wally rig concentrator. I used my sluice box and got a little 12-volt Dolge pump down there. It pumps up. I couldn't find the bar I usually use in there to spray the water out, so I just got a makeshift tube in there, and I've had to put a piece of wood in there to adjust the flow. It's still a little heavy on that side because the water comes out that side first, but it's working. Run it through a couple times, we'll be fine. But yeah, there's some good gold in there. Looking good. Even down the VDR. Nice one right there. Yep, looking good. Well, here's the second half of all those concentrates. Looks pretty good. Did suck a bunch of gold out of there while I was running with the snuffer bottle, so there was a little more in here than what's showing right now. But that still looks pretty good. And I saw some down in here. A couple bigger pieces sucked out of there while it was running, but yeah, this one's looking good too. I'll start painting it all out pretty soon. We'll see what we get. Well, there it is. There's the final cleanup. A little shaky, sorry about that. But yeah, no pickers in there, a couple little pokers. Really like that spot. I plan on going back there if somebody else hasn't found it and worked it all up. But I'll dry that up and get a weight on it. I'm guessing just under a quarter gram, which ain't great, but there's a lot of colors in there. When you see those colors when you're painting, it's pretty exciting. Alright, got that gold all dried up, getting ready to weigh it. Calibrated my scales. We'll get this little weighing dish teared out. Got it set on grams right now. I'm still guessing quarter of a gram, a little over maybe. We'll see here in a minute. Hopefully you can see those numbers. I got my camera on a tripod. First time I really used a tripod for this. 0.551 grams. A little over half a gram. That's pretty cool. More than what I thought. And it was a lot of fun getting that gold. The most important part of this trip was the exploring that I did. Earlier on in the trip, I did research a couple of the small brooks and walked around them and looked for some gold. Didn't find much. Finally got down to the main river and worked a few spots there that are pretty popular, and just got a little bit of gold there. So I went exploring and I test pan here and test pan there, and a lot of places that look good and they weren't so good, and I finally landed on this spot, and that's all it took was boots on the ground, some leg work, some footwork, getting out in those spots that everybody doesn't usually go to. And the other thing was, do I look for flood gold, or do I dig a deep hole and look for some pickers and maybe small nuggets and a little bit of fine? And it's usually, quality over quantity. You can dig a big hole in a whole bunch of material and end up with nothing. And you can search for flood gold and not find nothing. But flood gold is generally less work. So it's more of quality material over the quantity. But there you have it. 0.55 grams. Hopefully you can see the number. I'm glad you guys stopped in and watched the video. Throw me a like if you would. Subscribe if you haven't. I appreciate you watching. If it wasn't for people watching, I wouldn't have any reason to make the videos. But I enjoy you coming along. Hopefully you enjoy coming along with me. See you next time and have fun.